Good morning, guys and gals, and hello, my friends. This is your host, Joe, Life with Yosef. It's Wednesday, and I'll have to pip in the date. I just looked, and you know my memory. This is the little sign here for Binion's Cafe. I'm on the side of Binion's, walking to the parking lot. So we're going to start our day. This will be Vegas in the spring, 25 Extravaganza number 3. So we'll get to it now. If you know what the term newsstand means, you're probably of my vintage. For you youngins, a newsstand was a place where you went and bought print media, newspapers and magazines. I made the comment on Extravaganza number 1 here about the parking garage being 6'5" and I barely fit in it. Well, this parking garage of Binion's is in the same city block, for lack of a better word, and I'm going to probably come back and park here. It's a lot less of a hike for your luggage. Now the entrance you want to use, and I had to look at the sign, at the street sign, is the Casino Center entrance in the Binion's. And if I'm able to, I'll hold on here. Oh, awesome. My friend here is going to hold that for me. Awesome, my friend. Thank you. So if you want to park at the Better Binion's garage, you need to go in on the Casino Center side, in between Ogden and Fremont. And I'll see if I can pip in the map right here. So we're riding up to the car. I got off on the wrong floor, didn't see the locomotive, and thought, uh-oh. But I figured it out. Anyway, right here on the left is the Binion's. And then the tan building is the Circa. And then as I pan here, the California, Sam Boyd's California, a lot of people from Hawaii come here. And it's, a lot of people call it the 8th, 9th, or 10th island. I'm gonna have to look this up, but it's a lot of Hawaiians come specifically to the Californian. Main Street Station, the Station Hotel chain, to my understanding, is one favored by a lot of locals, and they do a lot for the locals. Here's I-11. Here's your host, Joe, in the darkness. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning or after 10. I woke up early, I had a struggle, I had some object permanence issues, I could feel myself wearing out. I lied down for almost 2 hours, and now we're gonna tackle our day. So we'll talk about what we're doing and all that as we move on. So we'll see what's next. I had a couple of things from Amazon to order. I bought a little smaller carry bag, and I bought 2 of the windsock microphone dealies for my DJI wireless mic, and I immediately dropped one under the seat of the car. So there you go. Anyway, don't have it delivered here to 100 City Center. I had the hassle to get in the gate. They want $3 for a half an hour. Though the security dudes let me out for free. And then when I went to the Amazon pickup locker, the whole place was like a Faraday cage, and I could barely get everything to work. I did get my packages, but it was a very unpleasant experience, and I think you should be getting it somewhere else. So we're at the Omelet House, and the Omelet House Mall, which I think is a great name for a mall, and the anchor tenant. Now I'm going to make an independent review. That means I'm going to separate it from the body of the day drive today, which is going to be Extravaganza number 3. So here we are. I'll do the review, but there's something else that I want to film here. I just saw this. Now this sign, or a sign exactly like it, used to kind of sort of be at a gas station down about where the MGM is now. I can't remember if I have pictures of this or not. If I do, I'll pip it in. I don't think I quite transferred all of my pictures and or I brought the wrong memory. So nevertheless, I'm not quite prepared, but I've seen this sign or an exact replica, which I think is way cool. Right across from the Omelet House is a keto bakery. And oh gee, I saw this and I thought of you, so here you go. It's on Charleston, just on the opposite side of University Medical Center. Okay, we're at the Omelet House. I'm gonna make an independent review. I'll link to it and I'll let you'll see it when you see the link. So we'll see what's next. Our next stop of the day finds us at the Seven Magic Mountains, which is on Las Vegas Boulevard, the old US 91, north of Jean, between Jean and Sloan, which is in Clark County, Nevada. Now, Ugo Randonun is the artist that made these, and I'm going to come to him right now. I got a little bit further view. I'm going to go up and film here in a second. This is apparently a pretty popular place. I'm hearing a lot of non-English being spoken, which is good. I'm glad to see. I'm glad to see foreign tourists still want to come here, spend money. There you go. So we're going to walk up here in a second. There's a lot of people here. I'm impressed. I'm going to look and see if I can't link to Wikipedia or something into the script. That's going to give you a little bit more history about this place. But hell, I come out here, stop and take a picture like all these other tourists do. I think that the Godfather Mark, the Godfather of Fremont Street's been down here. And this, I think, is one of the reasons that I remember this. So we're going to head south on 91 on Las Vegas Boulevard. There's another stop that I want to stop at, and we'll see it next. On the way back to Jean on old US 91 in Clark County, Nevada, in 1905, near here, the last spike that completed the railroad between Salt Lake City and Los Angeles was driven here. This was the last transcontinental rail line to reach Southern California and one of the last ones to get to the Pacific coast. Now at the time, there was no big event like there was at Promontory, Utah, but people who were here on site on January 30th of 1905 did acknowledge the significance of the event. Now, the railroad was then known as the San Pedro, Los Angeles, and Salt Lake Railroad. And I think in 1916, the San Pedro got dropped off the name. But by then, Las Vegas was already platted, and things were happening. There was a good water supply, the Las Vegas Springs, which are still there, and there was a division point there at the time. And I've talked about Wadsworth being a division point for Southern Pacific back in the day until they moved their maintenance operations to Sparks. And then the line up by Pyramid Lake and stuff has since been dropped. But the division point was important. The railroad out here is important of the European ancestor settlement of this area. I'm not going to walk out in front. I'm not even sure that there's an actual marker or anything at the site. And bluntly, I'm not going to wander around out there and find out. So if I find something that shows it, or if there is one, I'll pip it or something in here. But we're pretty much done here. This is a historic spot. Those of you who know me know I just love stuff like this. So we're gonna continue south on old US 91 back into Jean, and we'll take it from there and we'll see what's next. Well, we're back in Jean, and I'm across the street from the post office. And I want to point out that Wonderhussy's Adventures, Sarah Jane was out here a while ago. Now, the prison's right here, and I'm going to come back to this. It's a post office with nobody living in Jean, but it's a post office for the people at the prison and wherever else you're going to live out here. For some reason, you're managing to live in Prim, and Prim used to have housing for the employees. And I'm going to talk about that when I get down there. But anyway, here's our 360. I'm going to get a drink here. I'm starting to get thirsty, so we'll probably talk about a little bit about that here in a sec. Nice post office, but nobody lives in Jean. But if you live out here in the desert, maybe Good Springs, whatever, this is your post office. So we'll see what's next. Our next stop of the day here in Jean is at the closed Terrible's Hotel and Casino. You can see windows open, the drapes flying out, the bottom floor is all boarded. You see there's been some demolition. The lion statues are gone. I was here 3 years ago on Jolene, and it looked about like this. I don't know what's going to happen to it. I can't remember if I've seen on the news or what. And well, Google is your friend, but this is this is very, very sad. So we'll move on to what's next. We'll see what's next. Across the freeway, still in Jean, I'm going to go in the Starbucks. I think I need a venti caramel frappuccino. I need to go to the bathroom. My frappuccino was $9.50, so it's definitely Las Vegas strip pricing out here in the boonies, which I'm perfectly happy to pay. It's quiet, and I'm going to probably use the bathroom. So here you go. I'm going to enjoy my drink, and we'll see what's next. Getting back to the housing out here and how nobody lives in Jean. When the 3 casinos in Prim were going gangbusters, Buffalo Bill's, Whiskey Pete's, I can't think of the third one that's attached to the outlet mall, and the outlet mall, fully running the monorail across the freeway, which one of my bros, his wife at the time, well, his wife still, I'm sorry, his wife, who at the time was working for the architecture firm or the design company or something to do with the monorail. And he mentioned that to me one day a very long time ago. So I'm not going to out you, my friend, but you know who you are, and the things, excuse me, the things I remember and the things I can't remember. So there were a lot of people working out there. So there was housing, not quite RVs, and not quite more permanent modulars like I live in, but kind of like temporary housing like maybe FEMA would have. Longer term housing, but not permanent housing, where you could literally pick it up and tow it away. Well, the first time that I was in Vegas with the RV with the White House, I was with the plaintiff and the turncoat, and I had a relay and my water heater failed. We were staying at the Oasis. It was just really nice. It's $100 a night now. I doubt I'll be back, but the guy had a box fan. I mean, just ready to go, a serious RV repair. And talking to him, I mean, he came right to the site and fixed it. It was awesome. Yeah, it's way beyond my ability. Like Detective Harry Callahan says right here,
man's got to know his limitations.
And I know mine. So he was talking about how in the summer he'll go to Alaska and go out and live. And him and his family, his wife homeschooled, and you know, he traveled and just had an RV repair business. Now I bring this up because he said that he would get calls from people living in Primm wanting him to come out and do repairs. But he said, by the time I load up, and this is, 20 plus years ago, by the time he loads up, gases, drives out here, fixes what he needs to fix and goes back, the travel time alone just kills the rest of his day, and it was going to be prohibitive for the customer to pay time and travel. And I thought, that's a really good point. So as things changed in Primm, the slowing down of the outlet mall, Buffalo Bill's closing, and has since been reopened, and I may drive up and talk about that. We'll see how I feel. And now Whiskey Pete's being closed, and the other one, the third one, not having hotel rooms, to my understanding. Though Buffalo Bill's has reopened, and I'll probably talk about that somewhere here, but I thought that was interesting. So I'm going to drink my venti caramel frappuccino. I'm going to have a sit. I'm going to enjoy the day. And we'll see what's next.
But wait! There's more!